In this class we want to talk about academic referencing and in particular talk about the Harvard system of referencing, or at least introduce the Harvard system of referencing. So to start, the importance of referencing. It's a way of acknowledging the sources of information and ideas you have used in your work. And it's important to acknowledge other people's ideas. They're not your ideas, they were somebody else's. And for that reason, it's important to acknowledge them, to give the source of the idea, the source of the information, because the work has been done by someone else. All sources should be mentioned. Tables, theories, ideas, comments. Everything should be sourced. If it's not yours, source it. Give a precise reference to it. And that's the proper academic way of behaving. Sources appear in the main text and also in the bibliography. So the writing style in academic and in some business writing is not like a novel. It doesn't sweep along and no interruptions. Academic writing and some business writing is interrupted all the time by giving sources and references to material. And there are different referencing systems. The one, as I said, we're going to focus in on is the Harvard referencing system, which is the one most widely used in academic circles. Now, referencing is important because it avoids plagiarism, claiming other people's work is your own. Plagiarism is tantamount to stealing, and it's one of the big issues in education. Academics are constantly looking out that students do not plagiarize. They don't take good ideas from somebody else and pretend it's their own. Referencing indicates to the reader what is original and what is taken from other sources. And in fact, an article or an essay or a dissertation or whatever written by a student that has a lot of referencing shows that the student has been busy, has worked hard on it, and will probably earn good marks. Taking the ideas as your own may lead to expulsion from the college. It may lead to failure of the module or failure of the year, or there will be some punishment handed down. So stealing the idea is wrong. Referencing it is good. Referencing earns points. Stealing gets you into trouble. Referencing also shows openness and honesty. It shows how the work was done and how it was completed. And it enables the reader to see the sources of the original work and to navigate to it if so desired. So having found a piece of work, the student references the pieces of work. I'll show you how to reference in a second. In a few moments, I should say, not a second. But having found the reference, then the reader may navigate to that reference and see the original work for him or herself. And that is highly desirable. The Harvard system for referencing material is sometimes referred to as the author date system. Now, when you reference a source within a text, you need to state the author's name, then a comma, the year of publication, then a comma, and page numbers. Referring to the author as part of the text, well, according to Smith, 2013, page 21, gardening is the best form of exercise. Just imagine that as Smith said this. So according to Smith, that gardening is the best form of exercise. Alternatively, the reference may appear in the text as gardening is a good form of exercise, brackets, Smith 2013, page 21. And in the bibliography, under S, there will be Smith and Smith's first name, so Smith A, for example, then the year 2013, the page and the title of the article, and perhaps if it's a book, who published the book and where it was published. In other words, the full reference, where exactly that comment came from, is indicated in the bibliography. But here, now the reader knows that if they want to find who said gardening is a good form of exercise, they can go to Smith or whoever. Smith 2013, page 21. If there's more references to the same author, then it's usual to add a letter to the year. So if, for example, Smith had written 2 articles in the same year, then we call it A and B. And go to the bibliography, and A and B will be found in the bibliography. So Smith will have 2 entries in the bibliography. A. Smith 2012 A, and the title and whatever, and also Smith A 2012 B, and the rest of the reference. Now that's the way of referencing. And the bibliography, well, all references used must be included in the bibliography at the end of the work. And the bibliography should be sorted alphabetically to make it easy for the reader to find the information. So it should be sorted out alphabetically. Now there are many sources of help in compiling bibliography. Using the Harvard system, which is what we're talking about. Many good universities and colleges make sources of information online, and links to these are produced below. I've given some links below, but you will find many. If you just go into Google and type in Harvard referencing, you will find lots of material available online explaining how to do it. But the essence of what you require, I've just covered. Go back to the examples with Smith that I've just mentioned, this fictitious Smith person, and just put in Smith and the year and the page number, and in the bibliography go Smith and the surname, the same year, the reference, and so on, and it's done. That's how you reference. It's as simple as that. It's strongly recommended that you visit the sites and understand how important it is to reference and understand how referencing is done. But essentially, as I said, I've covered it here already. It's as simple and straightforward as the Smith example I've just given. There are some links that I found that might be redundant or inactive if you go to check them nowadays, but as I said, if these don't work, don't worry. Just go to Google, type in Harvard referencing, and you will find an enormous amount of material to help you to sort out what is good practice when using the Harvard system. The last point, and an important point, every piece of work you do from now on and for the rest of your life should include references. If you're using other people's work, if you've borrowed ideas, or you're discussing somebody else's theory or a table that's been compiled by somebody else, reference it. Show where you got it. It will not diminish your work, it'll give you credit because people will admire your honesty and your openness, and also the fact that you found the table, or you found the theory, or you found the idea or the statement, whatever it is you're referencing. You found it. You will get credit for that. People will admire you for it. And you will do well. If you don't do it, you are cheating. And that is serious in academic circles. So study this video again, go back over it, and check some of the links, or just go to Google, as I said, and type in Harvard referencing or academic referencing or whatever you want to type in, and you will find a lot of information there, and do your own research into this area. It is a very important area because it will keep you out of trouble, and it will show that you're an honest, open, decent person. That's all we're going to do here, so thank you for watching.